motivation?
Well, she keeps saying, we have a target on our back, and, it's true. Everybody's gunning for us, so we're just trying to come to practice every single day and get better and, live up to the expectation.
Just coming and focused and getting better every day, and we can't, just take that to our head that we're, that they ranked us at number 1. We just have to come in focused, if we wasn't picked number 1, just getting better.
Kendall, a lot has been talked just about the depth that this team has got. Just from your perspective, just how deep are you guys going to be, and just how nice is that going to be for the upperclassmen that maybe you're not going to have to play 35 minutes a game? Yeah,
we should be pretty deep. If we can stay healthy and everybody keeps playing like they have been playing, we'll have a deep team and we should get a little break. That'd be nice.
This is for both of you, and Kendall, you start first. As of right now today, from the end of last season until now, who's the most improved teammate that you've seen?
I would say Sydney Bopp. She's been doing really well in practice, and she's getting her confidence up, and I think how she went out last year has helped a lot, and she's been playing well.
I would say Sydney as well, too, because she's came into practice focused and worked hard, and she pushes everybody else on the team to work harder and everything. So.
Kendall, if you're just going back to this team being as veteran-led as they are, how are practices different this year than maybe they have been in the past, just because you have so many people here that are so experienced with the system?
Yeah, I think, we compete really well this year, and I think everybody comes in ready to practice every day. We usually have letdowns in practice, but it hasn't been happening this year, and hopefully it continues.
Just from your perspective, whenever you came in here so many years ago, just with the state of the program and now being picked to finish in the top of the conference, how have you sort of seen this program change and, I guess, just rise?
Yeah, it's changed so much. Coach Hurt always says, leave the place better than you found it, and I think, we've done that. When I came in, they were 9-22 the previous year, and last year we won 27 games, I think, so we've come a very long way.
Kayla, even though you made a big impact on the team last year and you played valuable minutes for this WKU team, what does it mean for you and the younger girls to have Micah and Kendall both back there and back and making an impact for the team?
It means a lot to not only the younger people, to everybody else still on the team, because they bring so much to the table and they encourage us, and we just follow their lead because they're a big example. So.
Kayla, Coach Hurt has mentioned, and Kendall just talked about with Sydney and just this group of sophomores, just how you guys have been able to just sort of improve. From your perspective, just how have you yourself been able to grow this offseason?
I've been working a lot on my defense, and I know defense wins games, so I've just been coming into practice focused and just getting mentally stronger than I was last year. So.
Micah, you got a big win. Your team got a big win over Louisville last year. Bringing in Indiana this year and then going to Louisville, what does it mean for you guys as a team to get those teams on your schedule?
Yeah, it's really big for us. It gives us a chance to, if we win those games, get out our bid, and we don't have to, put all that pressure on us to win the conference tournament. So it's big for us.
Kendall, Mike is bouncing back from that ACL injury. Somebody that also had that in their program early in their career. Just what has it been like to watch her bounce back, and just how her progression been?
She came back so fast, faster than I could have even thought, and she's just trying to get back. I think she's pretty close to 100%. She's just trying to get her mental state back. I think that's the biggest part about tearing ACL, is just getting back mentally and having the confidence in your leg.
Sort of follow on that, is it harder to bounce back mentally when it's later in your career? Or you may not be able to speak because you did it your freshman year, but is there a difference, I guess, whenever you're bouncing back from that later in a career like that?
I would say yes, because until last year, she wants to do well, and I think she's put a lot of pressure on herself to get back to where she was and get her spot back.
Any other questions for the players?
Thank you, guys.